Hi guys, this is Guest 75 for the Brother of Entertainment, and today I want to just discuss a spoiler-free review of Marvel's new Netflix show, The Defenders.
The thing about war is, it only works if both sides believe they're the good guys. The truth is, we're not so different. We fight to get back what was once ours. But in the end, and this is the end, it's just a city. You'll get used to watching them fall.
I think we're safe for now. We need to figure out our next move.
No, there's no next move.
And there is no we.
What is that? We're not here to eat.
Are those pork?
No, the shrimp. Oh, this guy's got pork.
God, you're weird.
I'm not looking for super friends.
Shit.
That doesn't matter. Can't fight these people. Not even with whatever it is your hand can do. It's cheap.
It's not.
They're hunting our friends, our families, and they're not gonna stop there.
More death is coming. And the only thing keeping Manhattan from crumbling to a pile of dust is the four of you.
The war for New York, it's over.
Not yet.
Nice ears.
They're horns.
I can see you've formed a kind of bond. I promise you it's temporary.
Electra.
They will disappoint you.
Jessica.
Like it or not, we belong out there together. I'm glad we found each other.
I'm not hugging you.
It's been a long week.
So first off, from what I've seen, I found the show personally to be quite enjoyable. A lot of stuff that I liked about it, and it's really a coming together of everything that Marvel has done with Netflix up until now. Alright, so now let's talk about the quality and the tone of the show. And I found the graphics to be pretty good. Very well done. You can really see that they had this extra bit of budget because it's not as long as the other Marvel Netflix shows, where the other Netflix shows used to be, I think, 13, 14 or even 15 episodes. Defenders is only 8 episodes long, and it's pretty evident when you see the quality of the show, the graphics. So before Defenders, there was this, the last Marvel Netflix show that was Iron Fist, and that one had a lot of critique, mainly because the fighting scenes were inconsistent. And I have done some research on how they handled this on this show, and apparently they've hired a whole new team, and they've rethought everything. And so what I could say is I quite enjoyed the fighting scenes. The quality for me, now that I've seen it firsthand, was pretty high, right up there with what you've seen in the best that Marvel can offer on the Netflix shows. So that was something that was especially positive for me. And what's really also nice is the choreography. So what I think they did really well is give everybody their own choreography, so their own feel that they have from their shows. So you have Daredevil's really kind of a ninja, Lucas kind of like a tank, and Jessica doesn't really know martial arts, but she's, of course, you know that she's pretty powerful, so she has her way of handling herself. And of course, Danny Rand, Iron Fist, martial artist, Obviously he's got his own moves as well and his own style. So just to expand on the tone a bit, everybody says Marvel's for kids, but especially in this show it's reiterated, Marvel Netflix is not one of those shows that is for kids. Let that be, especially if you want to watch it with kids or anything, probably not a very good idea. So next, I guess you're wondering what is the story like, the plot is like. Of course, obviously, because this is a spoiler-free review, I won't get into that in any way that would spoil anything. But what I can say is that I quite enjoyed it. It's probably not the best plot you've ever seen, but it makes total sense to me. So I think that is something you don't really have to worry about with this show. So in summary of the plot, I can say the first episode, as you've maybe seen in other reviews, is maybe a little slow, but I found it very well thought out, because obviously you need to have a basic of where all of the heroes are at the time and their situations. So that might feel kind of slow for some people, but after that I can guarantee you it goes at a very high rate, very fast paced, I must say. So something else that's not unimportant is of course the question, how are these characters, how's the chemistry and everything. I'm not gonna go into that much. What I just like to say is that I think they've kept them really authentic to their nature and the way you know them from their respective shows, and that is very well done. I thought that might be something that they could mess up, it could very easily be, but as a whole I think everybody stayed pretty true to their nature and what they think is important and their perspective on how to solve a case or how to save somebody's life. So side characters obviously are there, you'll have to watch it to see who's in it, but I think they also did a pretty good job on the side characters. Some people might not agree with who they chose to be in the show and who was not in the show, but I think they're not like any nuisance to the plot or anything like that in the flow of things. So I think that's very important for a side character, to have a good side character, and I think they've been implemented, not the best you've ever seen, but it's not annoying to the story or anything, and well, it just fits with the overall arc and what they're trying to do. So is it all sunshine and they've done nothing wrong? Well, I think the biggest critique that I could have, and that is not really on the show itself, but more the universe that they've created and built, is I think it's very critical for anybody who watches the show to have seen all of the previous shows to really get the side characters, get what they're trying to do, get their the protagonist and the antagonist, especially the bad guys, the villains, to get what they're trying to do and who they are and where they come from. So I think that doesn't make it like, oh, it's Defenders, so on the Netflix show, let me just watch that and it's over with. Now you have to really, you'll enjoy it much more and make much more sense if you have watched all the previous shows. And as I said, it's very well balanced among all these shows, all the elements they take from those shows. So yeah, it's, as I mentioned before, it is very critical that you have to watch those shows, and that makes it, well, on the other hand, not that eligible for anybody to watch. If you haven't watched the other shows, you won't really know what's going on that much. But on the other hand, I think it's a very nice reward for you if you have watched the shows, and for the fans especially, from the Marvel Netflix shows, it's a very nice culmination of everything they've done up until now. So in short, I already told you at the beginning that I enjoyed the show, and I can wholeheartedly recommend it, especially if you watch the other shows. Well, like I just said, it's an awesome show. I don't know why I would rank it, probably get back to that on my spoilers review that I'm gonna do with some of my colleagues on the channel, but as it stands, very good show, really enjoyed it, and if you have seen all of the other Netflix shows, you'll love this one. So that's been it for me. This is Guest75, Brother of Entertainment. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, and if you don't want to miss any of the other upcoming videos that I have in the works, subscribe.